Hello, church family. Yesterday we had a terrific worship service outdoors here on the lawn of Bartlett Bible Church. We sang songs of praise to God in the open air. We heard testimonies of life change from adults and children who followed the Lord in baptism. It was an encouraging morning. And I want to say thank you to all the staff and the volunteers who made yesterday possible, as well as thank you to the many who came out to be a part of the public proclamation of the gospel. You know, proclaiming the gospel isn't something that comes naturally. It's something that we have to practice. We even have to train for it. In fact, if we don't regularly proclaim the gospel, we can grow spiritually flabby, spiritually weak. It's like a muscle that has to be exercised. I think we probably all know what it's like to take a break from exercise and to grow weaker as a result. We probably also all know what it's like to get back to the gym after a long break from working out. It can feel unnatural, it can feel awkward, it can even create a lot of muscle pain for the first few weeks as we get back into the routine. But once we exercise those muscles regularly, they become trained and they're able to accomplish more with less effort. But if we never train physically, our bodies get weaker and weaker. The same is true spiritually. All summer long, we've been considering the question, why bother going to church? Part of the reason we go weekly to church is to train ourselves in godliness. That is to say, to strengthen ourselves spiritually through the exercise of regularly attending worship. Paul wrote to Pastor Timothy, train yourself to be godly. Train yourself. For physical training's of some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life as well as the life to come. Think with me. We live in a culture that says, if it feels good, do it. If the American culture is anything, it is permissive. But Paul tells us to do something categorically different. He says to do the hard thing. He says to train yourself to be godly. We all want to be stronger spiritually. We want to pray with greater effectiveness. We want to share our faith with greater conviction. We want to know the Lord's will for our lives with greater clarity. And we want to live with greater joy and freedom. For that to happen, though, we have to train ourselves. Physical training's of some value, for sure. But even more important is training ourselves in godliness. This type of training has value for all things. This life, the life to come. Let's train ourselves together each Sunday morning. See you in worship this Sunday.